everyone, and welcome to the Here You Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maas along with Ryan Perrott, getting ready to call the action in today's women's basketball game featuring Lipscomb University and IPFW. Ryan Perrott, senior day, and before this game starts, IPFW going to honor the three seniors that are on this year's basketball team.
Three seniors, Lindsay Wertz, Laura Douglas, and Chrissy Miller, getting ready for their presentations momentarily. They've all made nice contributions to the basketball program here at IPFW. Of course, Chrissy Miller and Laura Douglas coming over from the women's volleyball team. Lindsay Wertz, point guard, out this season because of a couple of concussions that she had suffered earlier in the season.
Let's go to the PA announcer now.
On the IPFW women's volleyball team. Chrissy has competed in 5 games this season. Miller will be heading to the Fort Wayne Police Academy next month. After graduating, she plans to pursue a master's degree in criminal justice while being a police officer in the city of Fort Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Chrissy Miller. Lindsay Wertz. Lindsay is being escorted by Terry and John Wertz. Lindsay has been a member of the IPFW women's basketball team for 2 seasons. In the 2000 and 2001 season, she scored 234 points while averaging 8.7 points per game and 3.5 rebounds per game. She scored a career-high 20 points last season against Wisconsin Parkside. She is currently in her first year of graduate school. After receiving her master's degree, she plans to pursue an intercollegiate coaching career. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Lindsay Wertz. And Laura Douglas. Laura is being escorted today by Craig Douglas. Laura has been a member of the IPFW women's basketball team for 3 seasons. She's also the 2001-2002 women's basketball team captain, and she competed on the women's volleyball team here at IPFW and holds countless team records. This season, Douglas has averaged 5.3 points per game while pulling down 4 rebounds per game. She scored a career-high 20 points against Quincy University back during the 1998-1999 season. Laura will finish her degree in education this spring, and after graduating, she plans to pursue a teaching career while coaching volleyball at Helmhurst High School here in Fort Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Laura Douglas.
It's been a long basketball season for the IPFW women's basketball team, and the home portion of that season is coming to an end today as they get ready to take on Lipscomb University here at the Here You Gate Sports Center. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maas. Welcome again to IPFW women's basketball. I'm joined, as always, by Ryan Perrott. And Ryan, it has been a long season, but it is coming to an end today.
It is coming to an end today with senior day. The seniors will be recognized for IPFW, so hopefully the ladies will come out relaxed and have some fun.
Those 3 seniors that we're talking about, Lindsay Wertz, Laura Douglas, Chrissy Miller, they've all made contributions to the program.
They have been, and it's been great contributions. Obviously, it's very tough to see them leave after the end of this year, but IPFW will continue to get better in their absence, and hopefully they can get a victory tonight.
3rd time these 2 teams have played. Lipscomb won the first 2. We'll see if IPFW can turn the tables, as it's IPFW and Lipscomb University, and it's coming up next right here on College 56 Sports.
Watch your step, you might fall trying to do what I.
In today's women's home season finale as the IPFW Mastodons play host to Lipscomb University of Nashville, Tennessee. This telecast of IPFW women's basketball is brought to you in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. Momentarily, Ryan Perrott, we're going to have the playing of our national anthem. We just had the senior day presentations to the 3 seniors on this year's IPFW women's team. And Lindsay Wernst, Chrissy Miller, Laura Douglas, all playing parts, significant parts on this year's team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lindsay, great point guard. Unfortunately, due to the couple concussions that she had suffered early this season, unable to play most of the part, but a nice gesture tonight. Head coach Patterson will allow Lindsay to play a possession on the floor. And of course, Laura Douglas, great interior player, good rebounder underneath, likes the physical play. And of course, Chrissy Miller as well has contributed coming over from the volleyball season late.
Let's go to the PA announcer and go ahead the play.
In the playing of the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Starting lineups. First for the visiting Lipscomb University Lady Bisons. At guard, a 5'8" junior from Lynchburg, Tennessee, number 12, Renee Logan. Also at guard, a 5'6" senior from Sparta, Tennessee, number 34, Shelly Sims. At forward, a 5'10" senior from Leawood, Kansas, number 20, Amelia Stark. Also at forward, a 5'9" sophomore from Lewisburg, Tennessee, number 43, Carrie Campbell. And in the middle, a 6'2" sophomore from Shelbyville, Tennessee, number 44, Angie Esther. Head coach of the Lady Bisons is Frank Bennett. He's assisted by Billy Snell and Cheryl Smith. And now, the starters for your IPFW Mastodons. At guard, a 5'6" junior from North Canton, Ohio, number 12, Hillary Kulik. Also at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Beech Grove, Indiana, number 44, Amy Geralds. At forward, a 5'10" junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 31, Tiara Dudley. At guard, a 5'6" senior from Freeport, Illinois, number 33, Lindsay Wernst. And in the middle, a 5'10" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 34, Laura Douglas. Head coach of the Dons is Bruce Patterson. He's assisted by Chris Paul, Kurt Patterson, and Alan Buck.
Starting lineups have been introduced. We're almost ready for tip-off, and Ryan Perrott, the most excited player on this floor, isn't going to be able to play very long, but Lindsey Wernst is excited to say the least.
Absolutely, and this is a great gesture on the part of head coach Bruce Patterson, having Lindsey in to start the game.
Ball tossed up, and tap is controlled by IPFW. Good hustle by Tiara Dudley to start it off. Mastodons in the home white with blue and black trim. Lipscomb traveling black with purple and white trim. Lindsey Wernst for three. First shot of the game is good.
And a great gesture here. Quick timeout after making a three by Lindsey.
What a way to finish your college career, to hit your last shot, which is a three.
You couldn't have scripted it any better. And now Hillary Kulik will check in for Lindsey Wernst. Great job by Lindsey over her career here at IPFW. Just a class act.
Of course, it messes up her scoring average, but who cares? She was averaging 10 points a game for the first 4 games she was able to play before the last concussion against Ball State. But nice gesture, and IPFW comes out with the early lead, 3-0. Here come the Bison of Lipscomb. They've won 8 in a row. A nice three-point shot there by Amelia Stark.
They've won 8 in a row, 10 of their last 11, Mike. This team is loaded with offensive talent, 3 players averaging 10 points and more.
Hillary Kulik with a 17-footer off the rim. Rebounded by Stark. Lipscomb on the run. These two teams have played twice before. Lipscomb won both times, once in the Bahamas, once down in Nashville. But as Bruce Patterson told me earlier, in neither game was Laura Douglas able to play. She's here today, and let's see what happens. 7 on the shot clock. Long jumper missed by Renee Logan. IPFW comes down with the rebound.
IPFW looking to get off the schneid today. They've lost 9 in a row.
Courtney nicely takes it strong to the hole. She is fouled by Shelly Sims. First team foul, first foul of the game. And it's a non-shooting foul, so IPFW will inbound it underneath their own basket. We've played 1.5 minutes. Each team has scored on a 3-point field goal, so we're tied at 3. Amy Gerald's looking for somebody in white. Gets it to Laura Douglas. Tiara Dudley. Spin move off the glass in the end.
Gorgeous spin move there by Tiara Dudley.
5'10" junior out of Cincinnati with her first points today. And IPFW has a 2-point lead at 5-3. Long 3-point shot up and in by Shelly Sims. Lipscomb, first 2 field goals, the long range variety, and they are up 6-5. Gerald's as the ball knocked out of bounds. She took it strong to the basket. Right, it's one thing, I was with the women's team Monday night at Western Michigan, and one thing that Bruce Patterson implored on his gals, be aggressive. They were Monday, didn't come out on top, but they give it a good effort, and they're starting aggressive here today. Kulik for a 3, no good. Rebounded by Carrie Campbell, and here comes Lipscomb. 3 ball, no good. Rebound put back up and in, however, by Stark. Amelia Stark now with 5 points. And it's an 8-5 Lipscomb lead. Amy Gerald stops, pops, left-handed shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Angie Esther.
This Lipscomb team, very good field goal percentage-wise shooting team. Just under 50%.
Got a whistle and a 3-second call called on Lipscomb. They bring their first substitution in. Number 30, Lindsay Daly, a 6-foot freshman. She replaces Angie Esther. Hillary Kulik looking for somebody in white as Lipscomb puts on their first full court press of the afternoon. Tiara Dudley kicks it out. Now they say Hillary Kulik stepped on the end line. Turnover, Mastodons.
Turnover there by IPFW. They're averaging 19 turnovers a ball game. Like to see that number dwindle a little bit as the season comes to a close.
Lipscomb gets the ball into the front court. Working perimeter passing. Stark taking it down. Whistle. Foul is called, and I'm guessing it's on Tiara Dudley. Waiting. They're trying to decide who that foul was called on. I think she said Stark of Lipscomb, but I'm not 100% sure. It's Annie Timmons, female official. Brian Interline. They are going to call the foul on Amelia Stark. Her first, team second.
Changed her call that time. She was going to call a push in the back on an IPFW player, but
I didn't know if it was going to be Tiara Dudley and instead she called it on Stark.
After some consultation, decided to call the offensive charge. Possession IPFW, Mike.
Courtney nicely bringing it down. Kicks it out. Laura Douglas. Long two. Laura Douglas is playing well of late. She had 13 points and 6 rebounds Monday night against Western. There's a foul on Amy Geralds.
Her presence is key, Laura Douglas. Gets the pressure off Tiara Dudley a little bit down in the low post. Laura can play physical, very good rebounder, and can hit the open jump shot like we just saw.
Angie Esther back in the lineup for Lipscomb. And Monica Blake in as well. Whistle and another foul. This one on Courtney nicely. Her first, team second. So the team fouls are even at 2. It's 8-7. Lipscomb, 16-16 left here in the first half. And the Bison have the basketball. Blake gets it up over midcourt. Skip pass. Stark for 3. In and out. No. She gets her own rebound, however. Another 3-point shot. Up. Missed. Fight for the loose ball. Nicely coming down with it for IPFW. Inside, Dudley takes it hard. Misses the shot, but draws the foul. Fouls on Lindsay Daly, her first, team third. And Ryan, we could hear Tiara Dudley hollering for that basketball.
Good interior look there by Nicely. Dudley was open for a while. Rewarded for her hard work is Dudley.
Knocks down the first free throw, 3rd point now for Tiara as we see the replay.
Good look at a replay there. Nice job by our crew.
Tiara Dudley, a 66% free throw shooter on the year. Makes them both and gives IPFW a 9-8 lead at the first media timeout. So 15:46 left in the first half. Our score, IPFW 9, Lipscomb 8. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Everybody to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. Senior day here at the Gate Center as IPFW with a 9-8 lead. Here's a good look at a long 2-point jumper by Laura Douglas just inside the 3-point arc. Ryan, so far IPFW getting out of the gate rather well. They're shooting 50% from the floor, 3 of 6, 1 of 2 from long range. And we just saw Tiara Dudley make 2 free throws. Lipscomb, not too bad either, 3 of 7 from the floor for 43%, 2 of 5 from three-point range. They have yet to go to the foul line. But so far, so good for IPFW.
Good start for the Mastodons. Head coach Bruce Patterson likes this start. Up 1 point, and now providing some full court pressure to the Lady Bisons.
Bisons now get it over midcourt. Again, in women's basketball, they don't have to worry about the 10-second rule. They've got 30 seconds to get a shot off.
Nice induced turnover there by IPFW.
As Courtney Boynton couldn't handle the ball for Lipscomb.
Man-to-man defense here with a little trap.
Inside again, Dudley! Off the glass and in. Tiara Dudley already with a half a dozen points. She's got an awful good voice too. Back comes Lipscomb, 3-pointer up and in by Courtney Boynton. Makes our score 11-11. We're tied. Amy Gerald's at the other end, knocks down a tray.
It's a three-point war fest now on the floor. Lipscomb loves to shoot the three-pointers. Watching practice last night for about 20 minutes or so. A lot of players shooting from beyond the arc. The team for the year is shooting about 25% from beyond the arc.
Nice feed inside from Sims to Lindsay Daly, and the freshman puts it away for her first points of the afternoon. 14-13. Dudley comes back again. Knocks it in off the glass. Avoids the foul. She's already got 8 points. Ball knocked out of bounds by IPFW. Lipscomb not afraid to pick him up and lay him down.
Daly likes the tempo up and down. Unfortunately, she couldn't control that long, wide open pass.
Inside feed right away to Kendra Ramsey, and she misses the shot. They go to a turnover on Lipscomb. So early on, the Bison have turned it over twice now, I believe. Here comes IPFW.
Lipscomb loves to run up and down. See if IPFW can match it.
Amy Gerald's gonna fire another 3. In and out, no. Rebounded Monica Blake of Lipscomb. Then the Bison on the run again. Boynton, inside feed to Daly. Working around the horn. Give and go.
Great ball movement.
3-pointer. No good by Shelly Sims. Ball goes out of bounds. I'd say last touch by Lipscomb. Bison bring in 2 more subs. Number 12, Renee Logan. And Angie Esther, number 44. Head coach Frank Bennett not afraid to shuttle his team in and out. Numbers-wise.
Well, because of the tempo that they love to run, they love to put on full-court pressure. They love to run in transition.
Turnover by the Dons that time. Poor pass. Here comes Lipscomb. Boynton. Esther from the foul line knocks it down. Angie Esther on the book with her first field goal.
Esther leads the team in scoring at 10.7 a game.
Now we got a whistle away from the ball. I believe Tiara Dudley's going to get called. Her first, team third. Amy Meyer, the 5'8" sophomore, makes her first appearance for IPFW. She replaces Courtney nicely. 13-16 left until halftime. 16-15 our score. IPFW on top. Glad you could join us this afternoon on College 56 Sports. Another turnover as Courtney Boynton couldn't hang on to the pass.
Little 1-2-2 3-quarter trap by IPFW. Another turnover by Lipscomb. 3 for them now.
Carrie Campbell comes in the lineup for Lipscomb. Hillary Kulik with the basketball, watched by Logan, battle of the number 12s. Lipscomb extending the man-to-man defense ever so much. Geralds kicks it out. Kulik just inside the arc. Off the rim, no. Rebounded by Boynton. Ball knocked away. IPFW comes up with it.
Dudley has it knocked away. Now we got a whistle. And I believe the foul is going to be on Lipscomb. Angie Esther picks up her first, team fourth. And I'll say one thing, Ryan, Tiara Dudley is being frisky in the paint today.
Very aggressive down low. She wants to make her presence felt early. There's a little high pick and roll.
Kulik. Douglas off the rim, no. Rebound Lipscomb. Renee Logan on the run.
Not only is this a good offensive team.
Ball taken away by Dudley. Pass intended for Esther. Another turnover, Lipscomb. Here comes IPFW. Gerald for three off the back of the rim, no. Whistle to call Laura Douglas for an over-the-back call. It's Laura's first, team fourth.
This is about to mention as IPFW continues to keep the trap on 1-2-2. Not only is this a good offensive team, but a very good defensive team as well. Lipscomb averaging about 72 points a game. They're holding their opponents to about 65 points per game, and that's how much IPFW has averaged for the season.
Lipscomb with a basketball. Boynton skip pass inside to Campbell. Pass intended for Esther. One pass too many for Lipscomb. Gerards takes it back. Here come the Dons. Amy Meyer from long range off the rim. Douglas has it knocked away. Here comes Lipscomb again.
2-on-1.
Boynton off the glass and in. Courtney Boynton now with 5, and Lipscomb retakes the lead at 17-16. Back comes Amy Meyer. No foul, misses the shot. Boynton with the rebound for the Bison of Lipscomb University. Carrie Campbell working around the perimeter. Now Logan wants to drive on Kulik. Cut off. Pass stolen by Laura Douglas. Turnovers adding up on both teams. We are under 11 minutes here in the first half. Dudley from 12. Short. Douglas with the offensive rebound. Laura puts it back up. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be IPFW basketball when we come back. But there's a timeout on the floor. 10:28 left. 17-16, Lipscomb on top. Internationally renowned glass artist Dale Chihuly visited Fort Wayne recently as an IPFW omnibus lecturer. Mr. Chihuly is a co-founder of the Pilchuck Glass School in Stanwood, Washington, and has his work included in the collections of more than 190 museums throughout the world. Tune in Saturday, February the 23rd to see his presentation on College 56. That's Dale Chihuly at 1 and 4 p.m. Saturday, February the 23rd on your college television connection in Fort Wayne and Allen County, Channel 56. Ryan Perrott, 10:28. Some people, when you look at the records, Lipscomb 14-12, and you say winners of 10 of their last 11. IPFW 4-21, losers of 9 straight. But you look at the clock, you look at the board, and it's a 1-point game almost halfway through the first half.
Pretty even here so far in the first half. A lot of turnovers, defensive intensity is there. Both teams coming out with some different variations defensively, either full court trap or half court trap. IPFW's been successful, inducing a lot of turnovers. 4 now on Lipscomb's part. IPFW also has 4 turnovers. So shaky start. IPFW shooting 6 of 17 from the floor. Lipscomb 7 of 13 from the floor. So both teams still continuing to feel each other out as we hit the halfway point of the first half.
Back to the live action. Mastodons with a basketball.
There's
and Tiara Dudley throws it away. A couple of substitutions at the timeout. Catherine Seawright, number 35, 5'11 freshman, and Ashley Powell, number 30, the 5'7 freshman out of East Noble High School, are in the lineup. Lipscomb controlling the ball. They pass it well on the perimeter. Campbell on a block, driving on Meyer. Shot missed. Put back, however, up and in by Lindsay Daly. Offensive glass superiority by Lipscomb on that possession. Lead now 3, 19-16. Seawright, who had a great game at Western Monday night. 16 points, 4 boards. Missed three-point shot, but nicely gets it, misses it. Seawright, offensive glass, misses it. Loose ball again. They're going to call a jump ball, and on the alternate possession, it will go to Lipscomb. Don's had 3 cracks at it that time. Ryan just couldn't get it down.
Great work underneath by Seawright. Unfortunately, she just couldn't make a layup. Perhaps a foul underneath, no call, but she has come on strong in the second half of the season for head coach Bruce Patterson. Nice productivity off the bench.
Stark and Blake back in the lineup for Lipscomb. A long pass down floor. Bison rolled around.
The Bison like to extend the floor. Great ball movement offensively tonight.
Shot up and in by Kendra Ramsey.
They pass, screen away, pass and screen away. Good ball movement offensively for the Lady Bisons. Able to knock down the outside shot, Mike.
Jared Dudley had trouble getting the ball in bounds there. Nearly went to the 5 count. Nicely. And they're going to call Seawright for traveling. Started to say Catherine Seawright had a great game Monday night up in Kalamazoo. 16 points, 4 rebounds. Career high in points for the freshman from Carmel High School. Pass nearly thrown away, but recovered by Shelly Sims. Pass inside. Blake from 12 feet, in and out, no good. Nicely, lost it momentarily, and then Lindsay Daly stepped on the end line, so it's technically a turnover at Lipscomb, and ball goes over to IPFW. They trail by 6, 22-16 as we near the 8.5-minute mark here in the first half. Nicely hounded by Shelly Sims. She's double teamed. Pass intended for Seawright. Recovered by Nicely. Forces a shot up. No. Good whistle. Good hustle by Courtney Nicely. Forces a jump ball, and this one goes over to IPFW.
Nice penetration by Nicely that time. Unfortunately, couldn't make the shot. Still possession, however, to IPFW.
Amy Meyer looking for somebody in white. Now she calls a 30-second timeout. Couldn't find anybody. Let's take a break. 22-16 our score. Let's come on top. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Gate Sports Center, 8:13 left in the first half. IPFW trailing by 6. Look at Bruce Patterson a moment ago. Had to call a timeout. He couldn't get the ball in bounds. Whistle. They're going to call a foul on Lindsay Daly of Lipscomb, her second, team 5th. That'll bring Angie Easter back into the lineup for Lipscomb, replacing Daly.
Just had a look a moment ago at head coach Frank Bennett for Lipscomb. He's done a nice job down the stretch here with his team.
Loose ball. Seawright gets it over to Powell. Ashley tries one short. Rebounded by Kendra Ramsey of Lipscomb.
Bennett has his team playing with a lot of confidence now. You would get that after winning 8 straight, 10 of your last 11.
Shelly Sims works it around. Stark baseline drive. Esther all alone off the glass and in.
Unselfish basketball there by the Lady Bisons.
4 points now for Angie Esther, and Lipscomb with their biggest lead at 8. 24-16 with 7:22 to go. Seawright with a 3 ball. Catherine Seawright on the board now with 3.
IPFW is going to have to be aware of the passing of Lipscomb defensively. Have to keep their eye on the ball. A lot of motion on this offense.
Ramsey for 3. Kendra Ramsey now with 6 points, both courtesy of the long shot. 27-19, under 7 minutes here left in the first half. Relatively fast moving first half. Now we got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Amelia Stark. Her second, team 6. And we've got immediate timeout. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday here on College 56. The hour starts off with yours truly, Mike Miles, reviewing the week's sports activities. We look at game footage and talk with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday and Friday evenings at 8 p.m. right here on College 56. We look at a replay, Ryan. Defensive lapse there on the part of the Dons.
2 players came over the double team, leaving Lipscomb player wide open, and transition defense has to come into play for IPFW, continuing to keep the full court pressure on. Head coach Bruce Patterson consulting things over with his team.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for Bruce and his staff and the team. It's a well-documented story. Bruce came over from St. Francis. Carlos Amesco left to take a job in Florida. The transition from NCAA Division II, where the Dons were 19-8 a year ago, to Division I, and they've played some very good opponents. When you just stop and think, this Lipscomb team, they've played twice already. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Ball State, Toledo, Wright State, University of Detroit Mercy. A lot of good teams, Chicago State. It's been definitely a learning experience for this team, and I can tell you this, especially when I was on the road with them Monday night, the attitude that they have, even though they're 4-21, tremendous attitude. The gals won't quit. Nicely off the glass and in. Courtney Nicely now with her first points of the day.
This is a transition year for IPFW, and yeah, you know, they're going to have some bumps, especially moving from Division II to Division I in basketball. And, you know, they're playing with a lot of pride, and head coach Bruce Patterson likes to see that.
Blake has it knocked away, picked up by Amy Meyer. Gerald's taking it strong to the glass, misses the shot, however. Gets the rebound, going to try it again. Missed it. Blake rebounds for Lipscomb. Amy, not quite perhaps in control, had 2 cracks at it. Just couldn't make it. Lipscomb moving the ball on the perimeter. Blake takes it now inside the paint. They're going to call Tiara Dudley for a foul. Oh, make it Amy Gerald's. It looked pretty good that Tiara Dudley had a clean grasp of the ball. But
looked like she had her hand on the ball that time. Referee saw otherwise. And Coach Bruce Patterson thought he saw the same thing you did, Mike, with the hand on the basketball.
They called a foul on Amy Gerald's, and they said that she was in the act of shooting. So Monica Blake at the line for 2, and the 5'9" sophomore makes the first one for her first point of the day.
Blake, a 64% free throw shooter.
Sophomore out of Tullahoma, Tennessee. Gets the friendly roll on the second free throw. She'll now head to the bench, replaced by Carrie Campbell. And Lipscomb now extends their lead to 8 at 29-21.
See if IPFW can cut into the lead here as we wind down in the first half.
Amy Meyer spinning, driving, shooting, and scoring.
Gorgeous move off the dribble by Amy Meyer going baseline.
She has her first 2 points in the lead, down to 6 at the 5:35 mark. Both teams trying to employ a trapping defense here. Esther inside. Boynton up and in. Courtney Boynton off the feed from Angie Esther. She has 7.
Well, when you try to up the tempo like IPFW and Lipscomb are trying to do right now by trapping all over the place, you have to continue to guard your basket. IPFW, a couple defensive lulls have given easy layups to Lipscomb.
Meyer takes it inside, loses it. Picked up by Shelly Sims of Lipscomb. Inside pass for Esther, off the hands of Dudley, back to Esther, and Angie puts it off the glass and in. She now has a half a dozen. Good fortune for Lipscomb that time down. Amy Jarrows decides she's going to drive, takes it strong to the glass and in.
Gorgeous move by Amy Jarrows there off the dribble. Going glass. IPFW now, they're going to have to get a couple defensive stops here with 4:30 to go in the first half. Keep this close.
Logan in and out, no good. Rebounded by Nicely.
Jarrows
Long
wide
pass
open.
to Jarrows. Amy puts it up and in. Nice feed to Amy Jarrows. And the sophomore now has 7 points.
Nice transition there by IPFW defense to offense.
Lead down to 6, 33-27 as we near the 4-minute mark.
That's gonna
And
be
an
a
excuse me foul on Tiara Dudley.
She was off balance that time as she tried to pick the steal, the pass out of the air.
That's her second, team 6. Ramsey back in the lineup for Lipscomb. Laura Douglas in the lineup for IPFW. Lipscomb will inbound it. See Kendra Ramsey calling out play 2. See what that is. It's the turnaround jumper by Campbell, no good. Dudley with the rebound. Quickly down, Kulik, 12-footer. Yes. Kulik gets her 4 first points. And a 30-second timeout called. Let's take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Liu. Join me for IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56. Topics range from student and faculty research and new courses being offered to summer camp opportunities for area children. You'll also hear profiles of new and visiting faculty, university events, and business news you can use. That's IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. 3:41 left until halftime. IPFW cutting into the Lipscomb lead. It now stands at 4 at 33-29. Bison on the attack. Ball taken away. Nice defensive play again. This time Laura Douglas comes up with the ball. Dudley just inside the arc. No. Rebounded by Boynton. Here comes Lipscomb on the run. Ramsey from 15. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carrie Campbell. And it'll be IPFW ball when play resumes. We've got immediate timeout with exactly 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Score: Lipscomb 33, IPFW 29. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon Athletics by joining the Royal Dons Athletic Association. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits by the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 260-481-6643 or write to Royal Dons Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Ryan Perrott, 17 minutes into this ball game. IPFW definitely not looking at a team that's 4-21 on the year.
Absolutely not, and they've gotten back into the game after trailing by 10 just about 2 minutes ago by playing nice transitional defense, and then themselves off the couple turnovers and a couple missed shots by Lipscomb, running and gunning themselves, and they've made a couple jump shots to get themselves right back into it.
Don starting to shoot a little bit better right now. They're 12 of 31 from the floor for 39%. Lipscomb 13 of 24 from the floor for 54%. Rebounding, which has always been an Achilles heel for the Dons this year. Right now they're hanging in there. They trail 16-13. And let's see what happens in this last 3 minutes as IPFW with the basketball trails by 4. Nicely. Stops, pops, in and out, no. Dudley with the offensive board, however. Kulik for 3, yes. The junior from Cincinnati, Hillary Kulik, now has 5 points. Lead down to 1. Boynton misses the 3. Douglas with the rebound. Now IPFW has a chance to take the lead.
Nice box out by Laura Douglas down low for possession.
Dudley loses it to Ramsey. Bites an inside feed. Boynton misses the shot. We got a foul underneath. Hillary Kulik called for the foul. Her first, team 7th. And that'll send Courtney Boynton to the line, shooting 2. First one is good. We look at a replay here.
Foul on the arm underneath there. Courtney has done a very nice job in the 8 wins to get this 8-win streak going for Lipscomb. She's led the team in rebounding 5 times.
Boynton, a 75% foul shooter, knocks the second one down as well. She now has 9 points. And it's a 3-point Lipscomb lead at 35-32. Amy Geralds from downtown knocks it home.
Amy's starting to find the stroke now from long range. Knocks down a tray.
She has 10 points, and we're tied at 35 with 1:50 to go until halftime.
Good run here defensively by IPFW. They've gotten themselves right back into it.
Sims. Blake looking inside. Skip past to Ramsey instead. Ramsey, 14-footer, no. Blake with the offensive board, partially blocked by Nicely. Picked up by Geralds. Don's on the move. Inside, nearly taken away. Nicely. Drives, puts it up, no. Seawright with the offensive rebound. Put back, momentary delays. Bodies are flying all over the place.
Great position underneath by Seawright. Able to get the offensive board and put back. IPFW now has taken the lead 37-35.
Cat now has 5 points with 1:10 to go. As you say, the Dons are up by a deuce. Ramsey looking for some help. Ramsey for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebounded by Geralds. Under a minute now, here and a half. Dons. Seawright drives baseline, forces it up. No, they're going to call Cat Seawright for an offensive foul. Kerry Campbell back in the lineup for Lipscomb. Ashley Powell going to come in the lineup for IPFW. .8 seconds left in the half. IPFW 37, Lipscomb 35 on senior day here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Shelly Sims.
IPFW in a little zone now. 2-3.
Long three-pointer up and in by Courtney Boynton. Boynton now with a dozen. Lipscomb retakes the lead.
Let's see if IPFW will play for the last shot here.
Shot clock is off. We're down to 20 seconds. Nicely. Powell. Kulik from 14. Yes. Nice movement by the Dons that time. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, just inside midcourt. Shot missed by Shelly Sims. And IPFW will put it in play with 2.2 seconds left. Just a touch, all we need.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a tip-in. This is going to be a long throw, but IPFW will just concede the possession.
And they'll head into the locker room with the lead. It's at the half. It's IPFW 39, Lipscomb 38. Quick thought.
this is a good moral booster for IPFW going into the half with the lead.
Teams headed in the locker room. We're going to take a break. You're going to see what else is going on at the university, and then we'll be back. Again, halftime score, IPFW 39, Lipscomb 38. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Dr. Hermine Van Nuys is a professor who teaches her English literature classes with passion to inspire her students.
I'm very passionate about what I teach. I love the literature I teach, and I'm very proud of the faculty in my department.
Her 30 years of dedication to IPFW has earned her much respect on the collegiate level.
We offer really a wonderful English major, I think, with a number of opportunities. There really is much more, I think, probably a personal relationship established in our classes because they tend to be smaller.
Because of her experience, Dr. Van Nuys recognizes IPFW's advantages over other universities.
Students here can come to our offices. They will be seen by us. We speak to them, which is the ideal way, I think, to teach.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Join me for IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56. Topics range from student and faculty research and new courses being offered to summer camp opportunities for area children. You'll also hear profiles of new and visiting faculty, university events, and business news you can use. That's IPFW Up Close Sundays at noon on College Access Channel 56.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list, too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume. Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
I would really encourage any potential student at IPFW to get involved, to see this as their campus, that it's not just a place to go to class and leave.
Believe how much opportunity there is for you here at IPFW, people to help you in all different aspects of your education. There's just loads and loads of opportunities for you to succeed at IPFW.
When a student exits IPFW with a degree, they can be secure with the knowledge that they have a world-class degree that will be recognized by any employer.
IPFW has a very nice disabled student services program. They are providing many great adaptive aids for all sorts of disabilities.
Originally, I chose IPFW because I wasn't ready to leave home. I wanted to stay at home and live at home and try college and get used to it and then move on. But after a year here, you couldn't get me to leave.
I've got 2 kids, and IPFW's childcare is affordable and it's flexible. It really works out well.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Since you graduated from college, we haven't seen too much of you.
We know you've been very busy climbing the ladder of success. We've been watching you on your way up, and we've enjoyed seeing you put your degree to work.
Now, how about sharing your time with us?
Your expertise would come in handy, too.
You can reconnect with your alma mater through your alumni association.
It's time for you to come back to your campus.
Call your alumni office today.
Frank Palladino has been a professor of biology at IPFW since 1982. He studies the endangered leatherback sea turtle and allows the opportunity for his students to travel with him.
We have a number of undergraduates as well as master's level graduate students who've come with me over the last 10 years to Costa Rica. It's an opportunity that isn't generally available at most institutions.
He makes sure his students in the classroom realize and never forget the enjoyable nature of science.
Science is not only fascinating, it's fun. I think we lose track of that when we're in school, that science is fun, we learn a lot and can do a lot.
Palladino has a full awareness of the importance of the fieldwork that his students experience with him and how it contributes to their education.
It's an invaluable experience, one which they can then use whatever job they go on to do. And professionally, it really completes their education as a biologist.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you, where it is halftime in the home season finale for the women's basketball team. And right now, the ladies in blue and white are up by a score of 39-38. Before we talk about the first half numbers, I want to remind you that this telecast of IPFW basketball is brought to you in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. Ryan Perrott, IPFW up with the lead, something that they haven't experienced that much this year, but let's take a look at some of the first half numbers.
Good morale booster for them to be in the lead going in at halftime. Both teams shooting very well from the floor. IPFW 16 of 37, 43%. They're 5 of 10 from behind the arc, 50% there, 2 for 2 from the stripe. Lipscomb on the other hand, 14 of 30 from the floor, 47%, 6 of 13 from behind the arc, shooting 46%, and they've made all 4 of their free throws. A couple stats that do stand out. IPFW out-rebounding Lipscomb 19-17. IPFW has 7 offensive rebounds. And we're talking about the assist category. IPFW 8 assists. Courtney Nicely has 7 of them.
Some other numbers to look at individually. Leading the way for IPFW at the break is Amy Geralds with 10 points. Tiara Dudley with 8, and she was aggressive both physically and verbally in the first half, hollering for that basketball. Hillary Kulik with 7 points. 5 points for Catherine Seawright. 3 points, and again, I'm just amazed and really neat sight to see. Lindsay Wernst, unable to play because of injury for the most part, did start, played the first 22 seconds, hit a 3-point shot, and so we'll get ready to look at a couple of replays here, Ryan. Lindsay has 3 points, 2 points apiece for Courtney Nicely, Amy Meyer, and Laura Douglas. And you get a look at a Lipscomb 3-ball there. For Lipscomb, they were led by Courtney Boynton. Boynton with 12 points, including 3 from behind the arc. She's the only player in double figures for Lipscomb. Angie Easter, Kendra Ramsey, 6 points apiece. 5 points from Amelia Stark, 4 points from Lindsay Daly, 3 points from Shelly Sims, and 2 points from Monica Blake. Again, you talk about the rebounding that we're up 19-17, including 7 of 4 on the offensive end. Our leading rebounder right now is Amy Geralds with 4. Leading rebounders for Lipscomb, Blake, Boynton, and Stark with 3 apiece. Again, the assist, Courtney Nicely, 7 of IPFW's 8. For Lipscomb, Sims and Ramsey with 2 apiece. Courtney Nicely has the only block so far, and IPFW has 5 steals as opposed to 2 for Lipscomb. And we had some fun as the viewers were watching what was going on elsewhere at the university, courtesy of Sports Information Director Mike Jewell. He provides us with some interesting facts and figures. IPFW this year, and it's been a long year, but when they lead at halftime, they are 4-3. When in games decided by 5 points or less, we are 2-1. If we can get to 80 points or more, we are 4-1. And games when we out-rebound our opponent, we're 1-0. So a lot of possibilities exist, but we do have 20 minutes of basketball that remain to be played. And let's not count our chickens yet. Lipscomb hasn't won 10 out of 11 for nothing. They're a very good basketball team, and
that is true.
You know they're going to have a say in the outcome of this contest.
Yeah, look for both teams to continue their trapping defense all over the floor, trying to push the issue a little bit offensively. See if IPFW can get into more of a running game, more transition buckets on their side. I know Lipscomb has done that fairly well in the first half. And see if IPFW as well could defend their basket a little bit. Transition defense, obviously, when your teams are extending the floor with some full court pressure. See if they could stop that as well. But it's good to see IPFW in front, 39-38, as we begin the second half.
The original starters on the floor for Lipscomb. That's Logan, Stark, Shelly Sims, Campbell, and Esther. For IPFW, Nicely, Geralds, Douglas, Kulik, and Douglas. And here we go, Lipscomb with the ball to start the second half. Campbell taking it to the glass, up, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in. Carrie Campbell on the board with her first 2 points.
Nice effort there by Carrie Campbell. She's the best rebounder on this Lipscomb team. 9 times she's led the team in rebounding this season.
Courtney Nicely with somewhat of a forced shot, loses it. And Lipscomb comes down. Very critical for IPFW. Withstand the rush as Campbell throws it away. Turnover Lipscomb.
Well, the first 5 minutes of the second half, very important. You know that Lipscomb will make a run. See if IPFW is able to match it.
Kulik, watched by Shelly Sims. Douglas on the wing. Kicks it out. Dudley underneath. This is the shot. No foul called. Knocked out of bounds by Esther. It'll remain IPFW basketball. Bruce Patterson asking for a reset of the shot clock. Brian Enterline, the official, says no, did not hit the rim. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Dudley takes it, knocks it down.
They're going to call a
They're
traveling
call. Travel, disallow the basket. Whoa.
Let's take a look at it here on replay. There was
a
a
step
step there without a dribble. Tight call there.
Bison, see if they take advantage of the break.
The reason why, by the way, Mike, there wasn't a reset. The ball did not hit the rim on the attempt. It hit the glass, not the rim.
Stark had the ball knocked out of bounds. It's still Lipscomb possession. Campbell for 3. Whoa, Carrie Campbell scoreless in the first half. Has come out on fire here, scoring 5 points in a row. Laura Douglas on the other end takes it strong and is fouled by Carrie Campbell. Laura will shoot 2. For Campbell, that's her first foul, team first here in the second half. So Laura Douglas, the 5'10" senior out of Leo High School, gets the friendly bounce, makes the first. One more free throw coming. Perfect. Laura now with 4 points, and it's 43-41. The Lipscomb lead is down to 2. Bison trying to get the ball inside. Esther has it knocked away, picked up by Douglas. Good team defense. Tiara Dudley and Laura Douglas denied the inbounds pass.
10 turnovers now for Lipscomb. IPFW only 7.
Three-pointer from Amy Geralds. She now has a baker's dozen. And IPFW retakes the lead, 44-43. Stark cut off at the pass. Kicks it back out. Campbell again for 3. Carrie Campbell, 8 points. In the first just over 2 minutes of the second half.
Carrie Campbell now starting to find her range on the floor, coming out on fire here in the second half.
Dudley, baseline, 10-footer, in and out, no. Ball out of bounds, off of Sims. As Dudley was hustling underneath, along with Laura Douglas. Substitutions, Lindsay Daly, number 30, Monica Blake, number 55, in for Lipscomb. Replacing Campbell and Esther. Geralds to inbound the ball. And she throws it almost
away.
Johnny on the spot. Hillary Kulik saves it for the Dons.
Don't understand that substitution. Carrie Campbell on fire here in the second half. Quick rest for her.
Perhaps a break for the Dons. Kulik from long distance off the rim. Gerald's with the offensive rebound, and they say she stepped on the end line. See Bruce Patterson questioning the call.
Thought that Gerald's was pushed out of bounds that time by the Lipscomb defender.
Brian Interline said no, she wasn't. Inbounds pass knocked out of bounds. It's still in possession of Lipscomb.
IPFW full court pressure here. We're going to watch that long outlet pass.
Monica Blake going to inbound it. Now we got a momentary delay as official Annie Timmons talking to Courtney Nicely and to Shelly Sims. Bruce Patterson's still unhappy about that call. Lipscomb beats the trap. Bring it down. Stark for three. Off the rim. No, no, we got a whistle. Push out foul on Lipscomb. Perhaps a
makeup
the
call.
word, yeah, I was trying to think of the right word.
Makeup call, possibly. Could have been. Coach Patterson still discussing things over with the officials.
It is IPFW's basketball. Now we got a foul called on Renee Logan. Her first.
Now once you start talking to the officials about calls, they're going to start coming now a little bit, even the little tacky ones perhaps.
Esther back in the lineup replacing Daly for Lipscomb.
Full court pressure here by Lipscomb. IPFW over half.
They trail by 2, 46-44. Kulik looking inside. Kicks it back out to Nicely instead. Courtney forces up a shot. Good defense on the part of Amelia Stark of Lipscomb. Blake is hacked by Gerald's, no call. She gets the ball back and Monica puts it up and in. She now has 4 points. And Amy Gerald's got away with one that time. She comes back, drives to the basket and draws the foul. Angie Esther guilty of the foul as we look at a replay. Amy Gerald's taking it strong to the glass. Amy Gerald's misses the first free throw.
74% free throw shooter. Second on the team behind Seawright, who's an 80% free throw shooter.
Ashley Powell in the lineup for IPFW. Kendra Ramsey in the lineup for Lipscomb.
Gerald's with some good versatility. Not only can she make the shots from the perimeter, but can also take you off the dribble.
Second free throw was good by Gerald's. It's now 48-45. Lipscomb with a 3-point lead in the basketball with 16-14 to go in the second half.
Little 2-3 zone here by IPFW. Different look defensively.
Inside feed, Esther in the block, in and out, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in. Angie Esther now with 8 points. Lipscomb now up by 5 at 50-45.
Lipscomb just has a lot of patience offensively. They love to move that basketball around.
Ashley Powell has it knocked out of her hands, and we've got an official timeout. 15:44 left in the second half. Our score, Lipscomb 50, IPFW 45. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Harry Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maz, Ryan Perrott with you. 15:44 left in here in the second half. And the Lipscomb Bison, we knew they were going to come out strong to start the second half. And they have outscored IPFW. They regain the lead as we take a look at a highlight. Angie Esther going strong to the glass.
Following up her shot, getting the rebound. Hard work underneath by Esther.
Lipscomb outscoring IPFW right now in the second half, 12-9. Carrie Campbell on fire, hitting 3 shots in a row, 2 of those 3-pointers. And IPFW, Ryan, they've got to keep their composure and play within themselves because they still have a chance to win this ball game.
Patience is a virtue. And right now, Lipscomb has it offensively. Let's see if IPFW can have it offensively as well.
Amy Geralds tries to force it up. She's going to be called for traveling.
It's a good call. She dragged her back foot that time, her pivot foot.
9th turnover now on IPFW. So the turnovers are even at 9 apiece.
3 in this half for IPFW.
Lipscomb moving the ball around. Boynton for 3. Courtney Boynton had 12 points in the first half. Makes her 3rd 3-pointer. Now has 15 and the lead is up to 8. Critical possession for the Dons. Laura Douglas from 14 feet. Count it. And there's a foul.
Great strength there by Laura Douglas, getting hacked on the way up with her shot. Another good look at a replay. And 1.
They called the foul on Shelly Sims. That'll be her 2nd, team 5th. And Laura Douglas with a chance for a conventional 3-point play. Cut the lead to 5 at 53-48 if she can make it. And she does. Well, she's improved her free throw shooting as we get in the home stretch very, very much.
Absolutely. IPFW as a team this afternoon, 6 of 7 from the stripe.
Lipscomb moving that basketball on the perimeter. Campbell is back in lineup. Inside feed to Esther. Angie Esther at 6'2", taller than any IPFW player. She now has in double digits with 10 points.
IPFW with this motion offense of Lipscomb, however, not picking up their men defensively. A couple lapses giving Lipscomb 3 layups.
Dudley tried to drive, had the ball bounce off of Esther. Still Mastodon basketball. It looks like there's some cobwebs in Tiara Dudley. Powell looking for somebody and is forced to call a timeout, 30-second timeout. Follow Volleydons of IPFW this year on Wednesday and Friday evenings as head volleyball coach Arnie Ball and assistant coach Mark Franke talk college volleyball and more. That's the Arnie Ball Show, Wednesday evenings at 9:30 and Friday evenings at 5:30 right here on College 56. That can segue us into another reminder that we're going to be back here later this evening, Ryan, at 7 o'clock for IPFW volleyball as the Dons play host to Lewis University. But right there you can see good chemistry between Carrie Campbell at the high post, Carrie Campbell at 5'9", hitting Angie Esther at 6'2" down low. And as we said earlier, we don't have anybody that's over 6 foot that's eligible right now. And Angie Esther taking advantage of that height advantage, and she's in double digits with 10 points.
Well, they have great offensive flow as Lipscomb, but IPFW I don't think has done a nice job picking up their men defensively, and especially with the bigger players down low, collapsing with their defense, getting some team defense help on the weak side, and IPFW giving up another layup that time to Lipscomb.
Oh, that's an ugly duo if I ever saw one there.
Hey, what are you saying?
Well, you're the handsome one. I'm the ugly one. Just ask my wife. Here we go. 14:29 left. Amy Meyer checks in the lineup, and she'll inbound the ball for IPFW. Seawright, pass intended for Douglas over her outstretched arms.
It's a good look by Seawright, unfortunately just a bit too high. Another turnover by the Mastodons.
They now have 10. Lipscomb now facing a little full court pressure. Sims gets by Douglas, and Douglas runs it.
That's going to
bumps
be
her.
Yep.
Bumping foul on Laura Douglas. That is her 2nd. That's the first team foul in the second half. Comes at the 14-12 mark. So Lipscomb will inbound it. Campbell, inside Esther again. Deadly combination, Carrie Campbell to Angie Esther.
Esther has scored the last 6-8 points of Lipscomb's points. She's just had great position down low.
Critical possession for the Dons. They trail by 9, 57-48. Douglas, pass intended for Seawright. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be IPFW ball, 11 on the shot clock, 13:44 on the second half game clock. Douglas takes it in, 8-footer short. Rebounded by Esther. Outlet quickly to Campbell. Campbell knocked away by Catherine Seawright. Lipscomb retains possession as Amy Geralds checks back into the IPFW lineup. Catherine Seawright will sit down. Lipscomb to inbound it. Esther knocks down little jumper. Angie Esther, 8 points in the second half, 14 points in the ball game now. And the lead up to 11 at 59-48.
She has caught fire now. She's taken over from Carrie Campbell.
Amy Geralds for 3, off the rim, no good. Boynton with the rebound for Lipscomb. Sims taking it full bore. Campbell for 3.
Campbell still has the stroke.
Campbell now with 11 points. Lipscomb hitting on all cylinders right now.
This is a huge offensive run by Lipscomb. IPFW looks flustered now.
Ashley Powell comes back with the three-pointer.
Much needed three-pointer by Ashley.
Her first points of the afternoon cuts the lead to 11, 62-51. Sims now gets it up over midcourt. Campbell to Esther. What else has happened? Angie Esther. Two-man game between Campbell and Esther, and it's working to perfection.
Esther's virtually automatic when she gets the ball that low.
Amy Geralds comes back, knocks one in off the glass.
IPFW's going to have to find a way here to stop either Esther or Campbell.
And with the height disadvantage, you might think they may want to try to deny the entry pass into Campbell.
Absolutely.
She's playing a high post right now in a 1-3-1 offense. Campbell. Ramsey just inside the three-point arc, misses the shot. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by Esther. And it'll be IPFW basketball when we come back, but there's a timeout on the floor. 11:42 left, our score, Lipscomb 64, IPFW 53. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Miles, Ryan Perrott with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 11:42 left in the second half. And as a replay of Amy Geralds taking it strong to the hole. Don's in a bit of a bind right now. They're down 11 at 64-53, and Lipscomb shooting the ball rather well.
Very well now from the floor, 25 of 47, 53%. They're now 10 of 18 from behind the arc, 56%. But you brought up a good point before we went to commercial. IPFW's going to have to find a way to deny the entry pass down into Esther. And let's see what IPFW does offensively here, and then we'll see what they do defensively on the other end. But they're going to have to key on Esther and Campbell as well.
Nicely spin move. Kicks it back out. Ball taken away by Boynton. Now nicely comes back and knocks it out of her hands. Lipscomb will put it into play. 11:20 to go. I noticed one thing. Neither Esther or Campbell are in the lineup right now for Lipscomb. That's one way to stop them.
Greg Bennett, head coach for Lipscomb, giving his key players a couple moments of rest here.
Monica Blake wants to drive. Kicks it back out. Ramsey with a 10-footer. Kendra Ramsey now with 8 points. The lead up to 13. Meyer loses it. Man said the magical word earlier, Ryan. IPFW needed to keep their composure. There's still plenty of time, over 10.5 minutes. Blake in the paint, kicks it out. Ramsey, 14-footer off the rim, no good. Nicely comes down with it for IPFW. Amy Geralds from long distance, yes. Second tray of the second half for Amy Geralds. She now has 19 points.
She's 4 of 7 from behind the arc. She's the game leader in that offensive category.
Ramsey for 3. Kendra Ramsey now 4 field goals on the afternoon, but 3 of them are 3-pointers. Ball knocked out of bounds by Boynton. It'll be IPFW basketball as Amelia Stark comes back in the lineup, replacing Boynton.
Great balanced attack for Lipscomb. 4 players now in double digits. Angie Esther has 16. Carrie Campbell 11. Ramsey also with 11.
Don's working on the perimeter. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Geralds with the 3, yes.
2 in a row for Amy.
22 points now for the sophomore. Lead down to 10 at 69-59, and we got a traveling call on Lipscomb. Carrie Campbell comes back in the Bison lineup, replacing Monica Blake. Yep. Tune in Sunday evening, March 24th, to see the 1934 classic film, The Man Who Knew Too Much. Alfred Hitchcock's international film debut stars Leslie Banks, Edna Best, and in his first English-speaking film, German Peter Lorre. On vacation, a secret is whispered to an Englishman who's been murdered. Foreign agents seek to force silence by kidnapping the Englishman's daughter. How will he save her, the diplomat they seek to assassinate? It's tuning in Sunday evening, March 24th at 9 o'clock, right here on College 56. Foul was on Logan. Renee's second, team 6th. Courtney nicely will shoot 2 free throws. Just a friendly roll there. Get a look at the replay.
Nice strong drive by Nicely. Couldn't make the layup there as she was hacked, but is rewarded for 2 shots. She's made the first.
She's come a long way in the second half of the season. Makes the second one as well. She now has 4 points. Let's ask Cleveland State how well she played. She played well against them both games they played. Lead down to 8, 69-61. But Angie Esther comes right back. She now has 18 points. Gerald's in the paint, shot up off the glass, no good.
Tough shot there by Amy.
Campbell with the rebound for Lipscomb.
By the way, Courtney Boynton is the 4th Lipscomb player in double digits. She's got 15.
Whistle away from the basketball. Let's see who they call it on. Laura Douglas picks up her 3rd, team 2nd here in the second half. Tiara Dudley going to check back into the Mastodon lineup. Replacing Amy Geralds. momentary delays.
Something about the shot clock.
Evidently, they had a double foul called. And as you see, Bruce Pedersen talking with one of the officials.
Oh, they've cut 10 seconds off the shot clock. It's now at 20 in the Lipscomb possession.
I heard the word double foul mentioned, and I'm not sure. But Esther in the paint, turnaround jumper, up and in. 14 second half points for Angie Esther.
Well, team fouls this half. Lipscomb has 7, IPFW just 2.
And now Lipscomb forces a turnover. Another turnover, I think that's 13 now, 12 or 13 on IPFW. Bison's up by a dozen with 8:15 to go. Logan wants to drive on nicely. Short on the shot, Douglas with the rebound for IPFW.
IPFW is going to have to start making a run now offensively.
Dudley, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Stark.
4 dark jerseys there to corral the basketball.
Sims says, let's slow it down, call the play. Esther up top. War going down low between Dudley and Esther.
It's going to be a 3-second violation with Esther.
And we've got immediate timeout. 7:34 left. Our score, 73-61. Lipscomb on top. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Since you graduated from college, we haven't seen too much of you.
We know you've been very busy climbing the ladder of success. We've been watching you on your way up, and we've enjoyed seeing you put your degree to work.
Now, how about sharing your time with us?
Your expertise would come in handy, too.
You can reconnect with your alma mater through your alumni association.
It's time for you to come back to your campus.
Call your alumni office today.
Back at the Gate Sports Center, 7:34 left, 73-61, IPFW trailing by 12. And now we get a little bit more clear up. They did call a double foul back at the 7:06 mark. I'm sorry, 8:06 mark. And that Lipscomb foul, you see a replay here, was on Angie Esther, and that's her third.
And the IPFW foul was on Laura Douglas.
Right. It's actually back at the 8:38 mark.
And
that cleared up.
And that was Laura's third as well. And the double not the double technical, but the double foul there. They shaded 10 seconds off the shot clock. So we have the matter resolved now.
Now all we need to do is to come up with 12 points in the next 7.5 minutes to get a tie. Nicely wants to drive baseline, stops, pops off the rim, no. Rebounded by Esther, but ball comes loose and nicely picks it up, and now we got a foul inside. And Angie Esther has just picked up her 4th personal foul. 7:14 to go. See how long she's going to sit on right now.
She'll come out.
Replaced by Lindsay Daly.
Esther 10 of 11 from the floor this afternoon, 20 points, 4 rebounds. IPFW is going to have to find a way to make some buckets now and play some defense. Esther's out of the ball game. Campbell, however, still in.
Laura Douglas at the line for IPFW. 1-1, misses the first, rebounded by Ramsey. Ramsey gets it up over midcourt with 7:05 to go, and her team up by 12 at 73-61. Lipscomb wouldn't mind running some clock down now. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Pass off of Campbell's hands, out of bounds. It'll be IPFW basketball. As Lindsey Daly threw a bullet.
Campbell, though, did have position down low. Could have been another good scoring opportunity for Lipscomb.
Dons, big possession. They really need to score on almost every possession the rest of the way. Nicely top of the key. Pass intended for Dudley, knocked away. We got a whistle and a foul called underneath on Carrie Campbell. That's her second, team 9th. So Tiara Dudley will be at the line shooting 1 in bonus. And the junior from Cincinnati makes the first.
This could be a key factor in IPFW getting back into the game, trailing by 11. The free throw line, they'll be in the bonus from here on out. 9 team fouls by Lipscomb, 2 for IPFW this half.
Second free throw by Dudley is good. She now is in double figures with 10, and the lead is down to 10.
So if IPFW can get more aggressive offensively, get rewarded by going to the charity stripe.
Sims, inside feed, Campbell all alone, misses the shot, gets the second chance at it. That's no good, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down at the Lipscomb end, however.
Again, a breakdown defensively by the Mastodons. Wide open was Campbell. Just tough luck that time, couldn't make a layup.
Inside feed, shot missed that time by Daly. Loose ball, Campbell comes up with it. Tenacity by Lipscomb on the offensive glass right now. Inside feed, Ramsey to Boynton, and Boynton puts it in off the glass. 17 points now for Courtney Boynton. And the lead is back up to 12. Amy Meyer on the wing, looking for some movement. Hillary Kulik for 3. Off the rim, no. Boynton with the rebound for Lipscomb.
But again, no one on the IPFW team close to getting that rebound. No one underneath. 3 black jerseys there to corral the basketball. Rebounding now tied at 27 apiece.
Campbell has it taken, knocked away. They're going to call a foul on Hillary Kulik. Hillary thought it was a clean block, but the official said no. That's her second, only the 3rd team foul on IPFW. We've got 5:22 to go. Now they're going to call it a shooting foul. Campbell makes the first.
She has
Look at a replay here, Ryan.
Carrie Campbell has come out very strong this half. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists as well.
Bruce Patterson looking for some answers. Second free throw by Campbell was good as well. She now has 13 points. And she'll have a seat on the bench, replaced by Monica Blake. Amy Gerald's back in the lineup for the Mastodons. 5:20 to go. Dons down 77-63. Pass intended for Kulik, little on the weak side, picked off by Lipscomb. Here come the Bison. Blake gonna take it strong to the glass. Misses the shot, gets her on rebound, has it blocked by Amy Geralds, and Brian Interline says no, she fouled her first. 3rd foul on Amy Geralds. 4th on the team. Bruce Patterson decides to call a timeout. I want to remind you to tune in to College 56 Sunday evening, March the 3rd at 7 p.m. for the replay of today's women's basketball game with Lipscomb University. That's Sunday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. right here on College 56. 4:56 left in this contest, Ryan. IPFW on the short end of a 77-63 score. In all honesty, Bruce Patterson's frustrated. He's not getting some of the calls. As we look there, that looked like all block on the replay, but that's our opinion.
The referee called a body that time, and Coach Patterson does not like the call at all. Continuing to discuss it with one of the officials. IPFW's going to have to find a way now as time is of the essence. Under 5 minutes to play.
Monica Blake at the line. She is a 64% free throw shooter. She will shoot 2. And misses the first.
And a very weird style of shooting the free throw. Goes to the far left block of the free throw line. A lot of people think that you have to stand right in the center of the line to shoot, but she'll go over to the left.
Makes the second. She now has 5 points. She'll step out, or she'll stay in rather. Daly goes to the bench, replaced by Esther. So it's 78-63, 4:56 to go. And the inbounds pass is stolen by Sims. Loose ball underneath. And they say it's going to be Lipscomb possession. Now we got a whistle away from the basketball. And Esther has just fouled out. 5th foul on Angie Esther. So she fouls out, but she played extremely well here this afternoon.
She's had a history of that. She leads her team in fouling out. This is her 4th of the year.
But she fouls out after scoring 20 points.
10 of 11 shooting from the floor.
She's replaced by Lindsay Daly, so they do the flip-flop. That's a 10th team foul, so the rest of the way, IPFW will be shooting 2 free throws. Right now, it's Tiara Dudley. Makes the first. T 5 of 5 today at the stripe.
IPFW 11 of 13 from the stripe, 85%.
Another free throw for Dudley. Monday night, Ryan, they were 23 of 29. Daly comes right back to negate those 2 free throws.
And a turnover on the inbounds play. 16 now by make that 17 now by IPFW.
And more importantly, gives Lipscomb a fresh 30 seconds to run off the clock. They run their perimeter passing game right now.
A lot of patience. They'll kick it out, reset with 10 on the shot clock.
Sims. Ramsey. 3 on the shot clock. Ramsey inside. Boynton with 1 second on the shot clock.
Gorgeous pass from Ramsey to Boynton as the shot clock was winding down. Perfect possession by Lipscomb.
29 of the 30 seconds and then scored. Geralds comes back. No call. She hits the deck. Shot missed, and Lipscomb comes up with the ball. Monica Blake takes it strong. She's hammered. Misses the shot, but she'll go to the line and she'll shoot 2. The foul's going to be, I believe, Tiara Dudley. It's T's 3rd, team 5th here in the second half. So Monica Blake back at the line where she is 3 of 4 today. And makes the first.
Lipscomb 8 of 9 from the free throw line this afternoon. Both teams shooting at a very high percentage.
Second free throw good as well. And Christy Sims, a 5'8" senior, makes her first appearance. And we've got immediate timeout. Final one of the game. 3:38 left. 84-65 our score. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in the home season for the Mastodons, and right now they're on the short end of an 84-65 score. And in all honesty, Ryan, as we're going to look at another replay, a lot of frustration in the blue and white right now. As you see the inbounds play, the good passing by Lipscomb. They found the open person inside. Results in 2 points.
Turnovers costing IPFW. Lipscomb able to capitalize on them.
Douglas pass intended for Dudley, but there's a foul, I believe, on Blake. That's Monica's first.
Score seems to indicate like it was a runaway for Lipscomb this afternoon. IPFW with a 1-point advantage going in at half. First meeting this year, Lipscomb beat IPFW 88-71.
First free throw by Tiara Dudley is good.
In the second meeting, 6 days later, Lipscomb beat IPFW by 20, 58-38. So they were both close ball games, by the way, but the score does not seem to indicate that.
Dudley 6 in a row. In fact, she's 8 of 8 at the line today. She scored the last 6 IPFW points, all from the foul line. 84-67 with 3:18 to go. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by Daly, so it goes over to IPFW. That's one of the rare turnovers here for Lipscomb in the second half. They now have 13.
Only 4 in the half.
Amy Geralds. Inside feed, Kulik. Dudley, shot and missed. Daly with the rebound for Lipscomb. Under 3 minutes to go now. 2:54 and counting. 84-67 Lipscomb with the lead and the basketball. Sims to the other Sims. I think they're sisters. Down to 4 on the shot clock. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll be IPFW ball. Campbell and Dory Wimberly. Wimberly, a 6'2 freshman, making her first appearance this afternoon. Come in the lineup for Lipscomb. Courtney nicely bringing up the ball for IPFW. Pass intended for Douglas, knocked away, picked up by Lipscomb. 19 turnovers now by IPFW. Shot missed by Wimberly. And Wimberly commits a foul. Her first, and Tiara Dudley will come back down and shoot 2 more free throws for IPFW.
Look at the IPFW bench here on senior day.
Well, they're frustrated, Ryan. They've got nothing to be ashamed of. They've played hard all year long.
Absolutely.
They've got one more game Tuesday night down at IUPUI. As Tiara makes another free throw. She now has 15 points this afternoon. 5'10" junior from Cincinnati. It's another one. Substitution, Renee Logan rather in the lineup for Kendra Ramsey for Lipscomb. .2:14 left. 84-69. Bison with the lead. And it looks like they're going to win their 15th game of the year. Carrie Campbell on the wing. Cross-court pass, 3-point shot missed. Douglas with the rebound on the Christy Sims miss. Geralds. Inside feed for Dudley. Shot up, no good. Logan with the rebound for the Bison. Down to a minute and a half. 84-69. And Lipscomb calls 30-second timeout. I want to remind you, we'll be back again this evening with more Mastodon men's volleyball action when IPFW plays host to the Flyers of Lewis University at 7 o'clock later this evening. IPFW volleyball right here on College 56 Sports. Ryan, we saw a tough match last night with Quincy. Only the second time in 19 career meetings that the Hawks have come off the court with a victory over IPFW. And I know it's frustrating, but as you told me after the match, IPFW cannot use the injuries to Jeff Patak and Matty Bashesky as an excuse.
That's right.
Still got some talent on the team, and they got a chance to atone for last night's loss. They're going to go up against preseason MEVA favorite Lewis tonight at 7 o'clock. We got a replay here. Lipscomb just taking it strong.
Lipscomb relentless on their offensive attacks, keeping the pressure on IPFW defensively. Chrissy Miller, the senior, has checked into the basketball game to play the last 90 seconds, just under 90 seconds.
And here we go. Logan. Loose ball picked up by Geralds. It's the 14th turnover on Lipscomb today, or 15, I should say.
Let's see if IPFW runs a play here to get Chrissy Miller on the score sheet.
That would be nice. Laura Douglas looking for Chrissy. Now lobs it into her. Turnaround jumper. Short. They say touched by Lipscomb, so the Dons will retain it. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 1:02 on the game clock. Amy Geralds will inbound it. Kulik to Nicely. Trying to get into Miller, knocked out of bounds. Now down to 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, IPFW looking for Miller underneath.
Douglas gonna have to turn around and fire it in a hurry. And she hits it. Nice bucket for Laura Douglas in her final game at home.
Great athlete by Laura Douglas. Played volleyball here for 4 years and now basketball as well.
Logan. Lipscomb with 40 seconds to go, up by 13. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper missed by Beth Bradley, but the putback is up and in. So she's in the book with 2 points. Down to 17 seconds. 86-71. Chrissy Miller at the foul line. To Geralds, who takes it strong off the glass and in.
Chrissy Miller will get an assist there on the Gerald's bucket.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That's it. Horn goes to end the contest. Final score, Lipscomb 86, IPFW 73. Players, coaches congratulate each other. Lipscomb improves to 15-12. IPFW drops to 4-22. And we'll give Lipscomb credit, Ryan. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season, but the Bison were able to do it. And they came from behind as they did trail at the break.
They stuck with their game plan like they did in the first half, and they were able to get to IPFW in the second half with a lot of good offensive runs.
Final look at some of the numbers for Lipscomb. 33 of 64 from the floor, 52%. 11 of 20 from behind the arc for 55%. 9 of 10 at the foul line for 90%. They were led by Angie Esther with 20 points. 19 points for Courtney Boynton. 13 points from Carrie Campbell, all of those in the second half. 11 points from Kendra Ramsey. Other scoring, 7 points from Monica Blake, 6 points from Lindsay Daly, I believe. 5 points from Amelia Stark. 3 points from Shelly Sims. 2 points from Beth Bradley. For IPFW, 24 of 57 from the floor for 42%. 9 of 17 from three-point range for 53%. 16 of 18 at the foul line for 88%. They were led by Amy Geralds with a game-high 24 points. 16 points from Tiara Dudley, only Dons in double figures. 9 points from Laura Douglas in her final home game. 7 points from Hillary Kulik. 5 points from Catherine Seawright. 4 points from Courtney Nicely. 3 points apiece from Ashley Powell and Lindsay Werns, who had a chance to play 22 seconds and hit a three-pointer. And 2 points from Amy Meyer. Real quick, rebounding, 31-29 in favor of Lipscomb. Again, what can you say, Ryan Perrott? IPFW came out, they played well, they did lead at the half, but they could not control the inside game of Lipscomb in the second half.
Final shot. They were, they shot a nice high percentage from the floor. Unfortunately, Lipscomb took it to them underneath, and that cost IPFW.
Well, we'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Time for us to say goodbye right now. I want to remind you our program today was sponsored by Pizza Hut at the Marketplace of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. We'd like to thank at this time the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 Sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted, the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports, if not the outcome. And we thank you again for joining us this afternoon. For Ryan Perrott, this is Mike Moss saying so long for now. Once again, the final score here this afternoon, Lipscomb University 86, IPFW 73. Until 7 o'clock this evening when we come back for volleyball action, we wish you a pleasant farewell from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.